Winnebago County State's Attorney Jay Hanley says no criminal charges will be filed against two Winnebago County Sheriff's deputies in connection to a fatal crash following a police chase back in April.
On April 2nd, authorities attempted to stop a silver Jeep reported stolen when one man abandoned it at a Rockford intersection. That's when they say 29-year-old Taylor Benham took control of the car and fled from police. The chase ended when Benham lost control of the car and crashed into a tree in the area of Ridge Avenue and Vernon Street. She was taken to a local hospital and died 2 days later from her injuries.
The state's attorney's office says dash cam video shows Benham was traveling more than 90 miles per hour before crashing. A toxicology report showed she had blood alcohol content level of 0.25 as well as amphetamine and methamphetamine in her system.